Now let's go to KCRA3 weather. We've got the first weekend of November, and it's shaping up to be kind of an interesting one.
Yeah, you know, at first we thought earlier in the week that we'd get hit with some rainfall and everybody would probably get a little bit of it. But at this point, we've now taken out the chances for rain, especially in the 7-day forecast for tomorrow. Yeah, a few areas may get a drop or two, but the most part, most areas are going to stay dry, especially during the daylight time. Right now, we still have a darkened sky with a few clouds. Winds are calm, and as a result of those clouds around, temperatures are into the lower 50s. We may drop off into the upper 40s closer to daybreak, so in that 7 to 8 o'clock time frame. Then once we get into the heart of the afternoon, expect to see mostly to partly sunny skies, light winds. Highs today will get into the lower to mid 70s, upper 70s in a few spots. You can see a few passing clouds as a system continues to track off to the east. That one exiting the area did not bring much, if any, rain to any spots unless you were up around the Shasta area and up into the Pacific Northwest yesterday. Here's the view from Fowler Peak. You can clearly see that there are some clouds as well in through the foothills. Temperatures currently in the mid 50s around Auburn and Placerville. We'll get into the lower 70s by the afternoon. A great day for outdoor plans. I'll take you through that Saturday and Sunday forecast hour by hour coming up in just a little bit. Back to you.
Thank you. Happening today, the potential for price gouging at the gas pump is going to be the topic of a public workshop.
At the center of today's discussion will be a new law that could allow for penalties for entities that manipulate the prices and they get way high. Mike Sells live in downtown Sacramento to detail how you can take part. And Mike, we've all seen it.
Yeah, and let's start with where we're standing right now, which is right near 9th and P Street, right outside the State Energy Building, because this hearing going to be taking place inside the Rosenfeld hearing room. And what's happening here? Being called the kickoff to the state's new price gouging law. Back in March, lawmakers and the governor passed the California Gas Price Gouging and Transparency Law. The whole aim here was to protect commuters and drivers by allowing for penalties for oil companies who push gas price profit margins too high. So how high is too high? That is part of today's discussion, beginning at 1:30 here inside the Rosenfeld room, or you can watch it virtually. The California Energy Commission going to begin the discussion of rulemaking and exactly what level potential fines would be against those oil companies that do manipulate those gross gas price margins. For more information on attending this workshop, either in person or online, it's pretty simple. You can go to energy.ca.gov to get all of that information. And then back out here live, another key component of today's kickoff workshop is to discuss the importance of transparency here inside the State Energy Building. That's because the commission says up until this law was passed, there really was very little understanding by the government of why gas prices would spike up so suddenly, and also very little the government could do about that. So they say this law will give them more transparency, which will lead to more data, which will lead to a better understanding of when and if there should be penalties imposed for those oil companies that do manipulate those ultimately gas prices you see at the pump. Live in downtown Sacramento, Mike Cassell, KCRA 3 News.
If you do decide to attend in person, organizers say that mask wearing at the event is encouraged, but it is not required.
Sacramento County man is under arrest accused of stabbing his roommate. This happened on Winkler Way, east of Power Inn Road. The sheriff's office says they got a call just after 9 last night. When they got on scene, both roommates were in a fight, apparently. One then stabbed the other. The man who attacked had actually called 911. The victim was taken to the hospital, but is expected to be all right.
Well, a lot of people in Stockton are mourning a college athlete who died in a crash last weekend. The 18-year-old Michaela Crespin was a water polo player at San Joaquin Delta College. Friends say that the Edison High grad had hoped to become a nurse.
I know that the sky was the limit for her. She was also a basketball player, let alone a water polo player and a swimmer.
A very happy and sweet person. She was very pretty, she on the inside and out.
Just cared a lot about the people around her. It's going to be hard not having her around.
Stockton police say that they are still investigating the circumstances of that crash.
To our coverage now of the Israel at war, and flashes of light filled the sky over the Gaza Strip overnight from military airstrikes as Israeli troops advance farther toward Gaza City. Israeli military forces have now expanded operations and said it has encircled Gaza City as of yesterday. Palestinian death toll surged to more than 9,000 according to the health ministry in Gaza, and more than 1,400 people have been killed in Israel, most of them, though, on that initial attack on October 7th. The Biden administration is working multiple diplomatic fronts as the Israel-Hamas war intensifies. Secretary of State Antony Blinken here, just arriving in the Middle East to meet with regional leaders. While back at home, the White House is working with Congress to send more aid to Israel and Gaza. KCRA 3's Amy Liu is in our Washington newsroom now with the latest on these efforts.
Well, the Biden administration is balancing its efforts both at home and abroad, working to ensure durable peace in the Middle East and compromise with Congress to send more international aid. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arriving in Israel to meet with top leaders as the U.S. defends Israel's campaign against Hamas, pushing to minimize civilian deaths and bring in humanitarian aid.
At the same time, we're determined that this conflict not spread.
The Biden administration advocating for a temporary ceasefire, allowing more Americans escape through the Egypt-Gaza border.
Is a good thing for the people of Gaza. It's a good thing for the Americans that are being held hostage.
While in Washington,
the bill is passed.
House Republicans approved $14.5 billion of aid to Israel.
The Senate will not take up the House's GOP's deeply flawed proposal.
President Biden vowing to veto the measure and lean on the Senate with a bipartisan package funding Israel, Ukraine, and the southern border.
Our investment is growing American military strength to meet the challenges that come with global leadership.
And Speaker Mike Johnson is urging the Senate to consider the House bill. He says he also wants to support Ukraine, but plans to address that in a separate bill. In Washington, I'm Amy Liu, KCRA 3 News.
Well, thousands of Las Vegas hotel workers are ready to go on strike if they do not get a new contract. The Culinary and Bartenders Union say that if they can't reach a deal, they will hit the picket lines 1 week from today. The unions represent more than 35,000 workers. The city's economy and tourism would take a huge hit if that strike happens. Las Vegas is getting ready for a Formula One car race, you might know, and that event is supposed to bring thousands of people from all over the world, and it's supposed to start just days after the union deadline. The walkout is targeting MGM Resorts, Caesars Entertainment, and Wynn Resorts. A strike would disrupt 18 hotels.
These companies are making record-breaking profits with less workers.
It will be massive. It'll be the largest hospitality worker strike in the history of the U.S.
The union says it's asking for the largest wage increase ever negotiated. Other requests do include reduced workloads and quotas and a provision of safety protections.
While the sun is rising now, it will be dark at this time as you get ready for work on Monday. That is because we will turn the clock back, fall back an hour for daylight saving, which is still a thing even though no one seems to really like it. Or at least
we kind of like at least that day.
Anyway,
yeah, California lawmakers have made a push to try to end it here, and so have lawmakers in other states. But it will take congressional approval to get rid of it. So coming up this morning on Today from 7 to 9, Tom Costello is going to let you know where Congress stands on doing away with daylight saving time. You want to get people going. Ask them their opinion on this.
Yeah, it is pretty polarizing, isn't it? So for now, you get an extra hour this weekend, so I'm going to probably sleep. But what are you going to do with it, right?
I'm going to sleep too. Some people might be going, say, leaf peeping this time of year, Dirk. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, it should be really good. We have now the higher elevations is kind of past time, but you get into the lower elevations, foothill locations. That's where we're seeing most of the color right now. So, I'm trying to make plans myself to get out and see some of that as we get into next week. So, regional forecast. Let's go ahead and take a look. If you're going to be heading up to the Sierra this weekend, it's really going to be not too bad. Today, mostly sunny skies. Temperature 66 degrees around Tahoe, 66 on Saturday, if not a little bit warmer, with a few more clouds. There is the chance Saturday night into Sunday we may start seeing some showers. It's not going to be a lot of rain, but there is the chance for some rain on Sunday, and that'll also carry over into Monday. To the north, there's a little bit more rain. Not so much today. It's going to be developing as we go through Saturday. Temperatures, you can see that drop off from 65 degrees today to 58 degrees on Saturday. Then Sunday, Shasta forecast of 53 degrees, also with more rain. Winds anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour. Along the coast, if you're heading to the coast, again, not too bad. The farther north you go, if you go north of San Francisco, the better chance you have of seeing some rain. If you're going towards Monterey, you're looking at maybe a few sprinkles on Sunday, but you can see just the increasing clouds and temperatures still in the upper 60s. So a really good forecast for coastal areas, at least from San Francisco through Monterey and even and on into Monterey as well as Santa Cruz. Regional forecast for Southern California, Los Angeles, 85 degrees today and then in the lower 80s Saturday and Sunday with increasing clouds. So that's a look around the region. Now back over to you.
All right, Dirk, thank you.